How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're getting it previewed with, what is this? Vegas? Lords of Vegas? Something like that? You know, Americana. So we are going to get this unboxed and show you what comes in the new expansion, plus, well, pretty much everything there is for the game right now, because I got the all-in, including the playmat, which I may or may not use. It did come in handy in my last video, because I was able to use it as a black backdrop. But we'll see. With that said, we'll go ahead and get the camera flipped over. It is a little bit new of a setup. If you didn't watch the title blades unboxing, we do have a 4K adapter now, so we can actually make the camera zoom in on things, but not really sure lighting, sound, so forth and so on. Let me know down in the comments how everything is in our new studio. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the camera flipped over so we can get into this box. There we go. So this is the expansion box. It is a little bit shiny. That's one thing I noticed about a lot of the content. I did kind of open this already. Is a lot of the stuff is very shiny. Not a fan of shiny, mainly because we do content, and content creation means that shiny shows up. But we do have that. We do have the Lords of Vegas base game, the Lords of Vegas Underworld, the Lords of Vegas poker chip set, the playmat you can see in the background. And then there is one more, and I think I put it inside of this box. So let's go ahead and start with, I guess we should do the base game first. Most people want to see a base game first. So we will go ahead and do the base game first. I will be putting it all in the base game box, which means I will be tossing the insert. So I'm going to do that at the end. I'm going to see if everything does fit in the base game box. I believe it will. Just standard box. It's, you know, cardboard on the inside. All right. Whoop. As you can see, because this is the game board is a little shiny as well. So one thing they did make was a consolidated rule book. When you get the all-in, it was included anyways, or you could have added it. It just basically has all the expansion, everything in one rule book. If you saw my title blades or any other unboxing, I like this size rule book. This is a good rule book. I can have it on the table. I can get through it. The text is perfectly fine. The examples are perfectly fine. I would much rather have a 40-page rule book that is small than a 25-page rule book that is huge, that I can't handle while I'm at the table. But yeah, so you have everything in here, components, the board, your dice, the planes, and cards. I guess are in here. I didn't open those bags. The what to do, what everybody owns, taking turns, your steps in a turn, actions, buildings, action raise, winning, and so forth. So this one isn't the consolidated rules. Yeah, this is the regular rule book. Sorry. This is the consolidated rules. It's got a little rule book, what has changed from the previous game to the new game. So it's a conversion chart. I don't think I need that because I've got the new game. And then this is the consolidated rules. So the original, this 16 pages, this one was 15 pages. So it only added one page because they were able to also put this on the back. So really it's 16 pages because they moved this to the back. So it only added one page. So let's see here. Let's see what they changed. Well, we can do a comparison. Let me get this box out of the way now. So as you can see, this is the playmat. I can't see the whole playmat. It's a nice playmat. It does have a little bit of wrinkling going on. That could be ironed out, but I don't think I'll use the playmat unless the board's too shiny. But then the problem comes down the expansions. It's a single-sided playmat. So what do you do with the expansions, right? All right, so here we go. So we got let's do this one. This is the original rulebook, or at least the original rulebook for the new game, and then you have the combined rulebook here. So this looks the same. This does have a lordsofvegas.com list of available expansions. Okay, so they talked about the expansions. This already has the expansions. The board, scoring track, discard. So this is the same. I don't know why they put an orange block around it. Risers. They changed the look here because this riser, this is what's in my game box. This looks different. And then here it shows the other things you can get, like that which I have, which is all your upgrade components. And then here, okay, the Underworld board. Okay, so that makes sense. So down here, the bottom, I had to make sure it's in, they put the Underworld board, showing that it's off to the side. So it looks like they just incorporated the rules where they needed to be. So you have your dice, player markers, and chip scoring are just chips versus the lot markers here. Okay, so this is different. All this is different. Money, property cards, player cards. So this is going over all of the components, because there's money. The verbiage is different too. It says there are 20 bills of each 5 denominations. Each represents a value of $1 million, 1 million, 5 million. This is often abbreviated in letter M, such as 5M for 5 million. Each represents a value. Yeah, this just says each represents a value. So they took out some of the extra wordiness. That's the same. That's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. There's differences, but it's pretty much the same. This one, they then have to go over the Underworld card, because step 1 is do the Underworld, whereas this step 1 is draw a property, which got moved to step 2. Pay parking, pay casinos, scoring casinos. Step 5, step 6 discard, 6, 5, so it's 1 step off. Taking actions, settling who's the boss is the same. So you have your build action, sprawl action, same. Remodel action, reorganize action, raise, gamble. So a little bit different here. So here shows the betting wheel like this, and then this one it shows a little bit different. It's just a little track down there. On the playmat, it looks like this. Oh, this is just showing the money, I guess, in the middle. But then it shows the adventure resort in the corner. Strategy is the same. And this one has a gamble variant. Laying off of all players agree before the game begins. You can use the following variant before the gambler's roll. The house may opt to lay off half the bet to the bank. After the roll, if the gambler wins, the casino boss pays half rounded down, and the bank pays the other half. Of course, if the gambler loses, the casino boss only receives half rounded down, the bank gets the other half. The house always decides whether to lay off or whether to lay off. A layoff can never be forced. The variant does not change the betting limit of 5 million. The house has, though, it can change how much the gambler can win. So I guess there were, again, so I got this and immediately was going to get it. The first time they tried to relaunch it, couldn't get it when the other publisher had it. So I was very excited to get this. This was one of the first hobby games I played years and years and years ago, back when somebody started bringing games for us to play at work. I used to work in a call center, and there was no phone calls on the weekends. So we would play board games, and this is one of the first ones. So I don't know, but I'm wondering if there was a issue with the betting, that people would bet too little or too much, and it would impact the game flow in some way. Like they wouldn't bid enough, but the other person wasn't bidding into it, so then the auction would be very low. So by having the bank pay half, maybe it helps prevent that, but maybe it also helps somebody from getting too much money. Well, no, if the bank's still paying half, I thought it was saying you pay half into the bank. Somebody knows why that variant exists, let me know. And then acquire, where did I go? Action acquire, action gamble. This might be for an expansion. Yeah, action gamble. Yeah, so this must be, okay, so this is for one of the expansions, action acquire. Here, because that is not in this book. And then you have it anytime trading, just got moved a page. This has a strategy block. This does not. And this has like this extra section with these cards down here. This one doesn't have the cards visual. The example's there. And then winning, 2-player variant, credits is the same. So really that just got moved to the last page. There you go. In case somebody finds that helpful of what was changed in the rulebook. So here's the game board. This is what I was talking about. It is shiny. I think laying flat, it's fine. Because the way my lights are, I mentioned in my last unboxing video, I may have to change how the lights work. So on the one side, it's just a black board. They didn't do anything with it. That is very shiny. The other side is the actual player board, which, okay, so the playmat has the Underworld board up here at the top. So that's your Underworld board. And then you have your tiles for your development tiles. And then your gambling is up here where my head is, right there. All right. Whereas this is the original board. And so this is pretty much the same. You got that there. The gambling is down on this bottom corner instead. The rest of it's pretty much the same. So that's lining up the numbers. So that's what you're gaining at the top. Now, as you can see, yes, it is very shiny. So again, just set up these lights. Haven't had a chance to put anything on the table. So definitely will need to figure out how to reposition those so it's not doing this. We had that problem before when the lights were further away, but it was only like in the very far corners and very few board games. But either way, I don't like the shiny board. I didn't like it when I opened the box. This should be matte. I don't see the point of a shiny board. It's smooth, so maybe they feel like better protection, but I don't like shiny boards. Don't know why board is shiny. And all of them are. Even the expansion is going to be shiny. All right. So your paper money. Some people like paper money. Some people don't like paper money. I don't know what I'll do with this paper money because I have the chips. But paper money. I don't remember if this changed. I think it did. I think they made it more fun. Basically like each of the different casinos. So this is like an alien. And then this one is a king. And then this one is like the Wild West guys. Yeah, so it's each one of the, yeah, so this is the Vega Alliance. The purple is, yeah, Albion. Red is the Pioneer Group. So they did it after each of the things. This is Sphinx Development. And then that one is Tivoli Concepts. So that is the money. These are, so you got player aid cards, which are nice. Let me zoom in. I talked about all the beauties of being able to zoom in. So here's your player aid cards. So you have 6, because this is a 6-player game now by default. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you have your, this is your to tell you to win the end of the game, so game over. You have your different strip cards for the different groups and locations. So all of those. I can't remember if this is updated art, so if you want to see what it looks like, this is the new cards. It looks like the top is always the same art. That's sometimes disappointing when they use the same art, but that's fine. The strip. There we go. All right, and then you have your tiles. So these are the player tiles for the different construction companies, right? I like them. They were neat. The problem is, because you take out the square where the die goes, it does kind of, to a small degree, it kind of ruins the art, because like the Colosseum was like right in the middle of this, and when you pop that out, you couldn't see the Colosseum anymore. Let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, so I mean, you can kind of see the Colosseum is still there, but it's just kind of disappointing. I guess they tried their best to make sure, but you can definitely see the difference when the actual full tile is there. You can actually see. But I guess there's really no better way to handle that. I mean, I guess that really is the only way to handle that. So you get these for each. I'm not gonna show, but you get them for each of the different companies, the different, Sphinx, Vega Alliance, so forth. And then these are your regular building tiles that you can add to the board. So your casino games and so forth. That's those. So the insert is functional. I don't want to, the insert serves its purpose for the base game, does not serve its purpose for the deluxe game. I'm not going to go through every single color because they're really all the exact same. But I'm wondering what color is going to show up best. Probably the yellow on the camera. So of course you get every group gets their own dice, basic yellow dice. I would have liked, again, this wasn't a deluxe edition. This is me because, you know, buying the poker chips, I kind of now want to deluxify it. If Audrey likes it, if my family likes it, because I got this too for my family, because this is a good segue game from like Monopoly, right? Monopoly is about getting properties and investing and bidding and so forth. This does that better because you're still limited by die, right? You still have dice, but you get to choose where your dice go for your area majority and stuff. But you're not going around a board. You're not bidding on the properties. If I remember correctly, the chances of that runaway leader where somebody's able to start building lots and lots of properties and building hotels, you don't have that, if I remember correctly here, as much as you do, you know, with Monopoly. But if they like it, I think what I'll do is try to find some dice that are, in my head, I'm picturing like sparkly or marble, or maybe just different ones for each ones, you know, like maybe like with the blue, get like a blue and white marble effect, because that would look like kind of classy, you know. The colors, the other thing is, and this is a gripe against any game that does this, they actually had to mention in the book that the tile color has absolutely nothing to do with the player color. And again, it'd been so long since I've played this. I probably played this game 10 years ago, probably more than that, probably 13 years ago plus. So I forgot that the colors had nothing to do with each other. So that's another reason why I would like to kind of maybe change the dice a bit to kind of offset that development company's color from these colors a little bit. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see. If somebody's got any ideas, or if anybody knows if there ever were any like thematic dice that people bought for these, definitely let me know in the comments. All right, so these are the upgraded markers. So instead of little chips, you get to have little cars right there. And then you have your plane. It's called Yellow Jacket. I guess they all have names. So my little plane here is called Yellow Jacket. I don't know if it'll pick up because it's probably gonna try to grab the stuff in the background, put it over top of the game over. That's what it wants to focus on. Yep, so you have that. So each one has these. Now I want to look at the other planes. I said I don't want to go through every single color, but now I want to I want to look at least the planes. Let's see if I can see them through the bag. So this one's, oh, this is neat. So it's silver and purple. That's actually nice. Purple penguin. The black is black and silver. So it's black falcon. I like that. I guess I couldn't go too different from the colors because of these. They'd have to match this. Blue is black and blue. I don't know if that stands out as much as the silver does. It's the blue dragon. Red is red. I mentioned in the last video, my vision is slow. My near sight vision is slowly going. My far sight's pretty far. Let me put this like 12 miles away. I might be able to see it. I can't even see that. Red Baron? That'd make the most sense, Red Baron. Kind of hard to read. Red. It's a weird font. So it's a different font on this than the other ones. And so I'm struggling with both. I don't know. Red. I'm going to go with Red Baron. It's definitely not what it says, though. Definitely doesn't say Red Baron. And then green is... Oh, that's an even worse font. Green Goose. All right. So that is the base game. We're going to leave the lid off because, like I said, I'm going to shove it all in here, which also means, like I said, we're going to be taking the insert out. All right, so we are going to go after an expansion. We'll go with the little expansion because it's easier to get to. So this is the Lords of Vegas Underwood little expansion. I guess I'll keep myself zoomed in. It doesn't want to come out. I don't know if you guys are here in the background. Lucita is yelling in the background. So of course, for those of you that, you know, keep up with our community tab, know that the reason we haven't made any new videos, it's all been a replay, is we got a baby in January. So of course, most of our time is her now, as it should be. So this is an expansion for 2 to 6 players. The Underworld. So again, on the playmat, you saw the Underworld section. You have the Underworld cards. setup changes, how you incorporate it, gameplay changes, card effects, and so forth. So I think after you've already played the game, this can just be added in no problem. It's probably no concern. But before you played, you probably should just play with the base rules. So still need both of these rule books, even though I have a combined rule book. You kind of still need both until you're ready to, you and whoever you're playing with is ready to say, yeah, I don't need it. So now that's annoying. Okay, so this is annoying. This is matte. This is how those other boards should have been. I have OCD. That just, it doesn't make sense. All right, well, unfortunately, that's the way it is. You have a shiny board and a matte board. All right, the other thing I put in here was my con jobs. We'll do that after because we're supposed to be doing the Underworld pack. So this is your box. Nothing else in the box. And it's a magic show in Vegas. There's nothing in my sleeves. So here's your cards. So you get your player aid cards are updated. So I guess these you can replace what's already in there. Then you have your different Underworld cards. It's a different texture. So I think I'm wondering if these were leftovers. So that's why the components don't match, is if they had leftover stock, they sent it out. Because this is actually a linen finish. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's a linen finish box. I really do think these are. I think these were, if they had any left, they sent these out. Yeah, 2020. So they must have had a bunch left over, and they sent these out. So that's disappointing. So now for those of you that have the old and got some of the new, you're now going to see that difference, that these cards are different. Now these cards do feel a cheaper quality. So I'm actually, compared to this, yeah, this is definitely, I mean, you can see with me just barely doing like that, you can see the difference in the give, right? Here, let me do it the correct way because I'm right-handed. Maybe my right finger is stronger. But yeah, I'm doing the same pressure. This one's bending way more. So, happy? Shiny? Not happy. I don't think the components matter. You can sleeve everything. I don't sleeve unless I'm going to have to shuffle constantly during a game. So most people probably have already seen this before because I don't think anything changed with this expansion. But it's got each of the different construction companies, the businesses, whatever they're called. Yep. So there we go. It's all of your cards there. And then it did have the promo pack. So let's check out our promo pack. I'm not sure who or what the promo pack is. All right. So 3 cards. So it's the same material. So it's the same promo pack that came out then. The big score, binding contract, and tiny share. So throw you in with the rest of you guys. And we'll stick you in this tray for now until So I will caveat that you can keep the insert if you don't mind lid lift. I'm going to see what the lid lift is. I did try this before and I did put the other boards in and saw the amount of lid lift. I can't say that I was particularly pleased with the lid lift. But maybe it won't be that big of a deal. So this is the con jobs. Flipping tiles, splitting casinos. You can add con jobs to any Lords of Vegas game by adding the convention card deck and con card associated with the casino group. Sort of changes, separate the con cards into 5 decks. Gameplay changes, action build, sprawl, or raise. So in that new combined rulebook, I don't remember it talking about the con jobs. Let me see here. All rules in whatever game you play, the card in the game. So yeah, they got here property cards, the Vega cards, player cards, house cards, player aids. I don't see. Splitting casinos. Events can split casinos. So let me go to the splitting section. That seems to be the most. I almost feel like this combined rulebook doesn't include con jobs. Raise, remodel, build. That's okay. That's player actions. Pay casinos. Who's the boss? Property card. Parking lots. So this is one bad thing about this rulebook. Yay, I like that it's smaller. There's no index, there's no glossary, there's no way for me to find where they talk about certain things in here. Flipping tiles, events can flip tiles. I don't see anything about that. Trading, gambling, raise. Purple has a casino. I don't know. I started reading about risers because it distracted me. I should stop doing that. Remodel. I know remodel. So this is all stuff that you do. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's in this combined rulebook. So now I'm a little bit confused because this is no longer a combined rulebook. It's a combined rulebook including Underworld. It doesn't include con jobs. Yay. Okay. All right, let's open up con jobs. Let's open up con jobs. I was amazed it wasn't even in a box. It was just this is how it came. It came just like that in the box. All right, so each one of these is for the different groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 cards. And so they're all different events that can happen. So these are a little shiny, a little smooth. So do they match? They don't. So the backs don't match these. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what they do. Okay. So for example, this one says, why do I have to get one that's got a weird word? Actuarial Symposium. Roll 1 die, play all casino dice showing that value. At the actuary's annual gathering, all schedules are posted in terms of probability of occurring. It's just little flavor text. Las Vegas remains proud to be the only city made entirely out of other cities. Architectural junket, clown college reunion. So it's just different events that can occur for each of the different buildings. So, yep, event cards. Let's see, where are you gonna fit? They do all fit. So I put all the cards. They all fit here. I don't think I want to do it, but we'll see with the lid lift. We'll do the chips and then we'll do the expansion, the new expansion last. The chips come in a box like this. So it does come in a nice case to store them in. This was the other reason I was saying that I would have to get rid of the plastic insert, is you're definitely not going to fit this inside of the game. But the chips are really nice. Like, these are really nice chips. You could really use them for other games. And they clink, nice clinky sound. Love the, I love deluxe components, love coins, things like that. Brass Birmingham, I didn't get the clay chips. I just got Brass Birmingham, so we give it a try. That and their chips are very expensive. But these are really nice. So you have your Vega, you have your Albion. I don't know if these have changed from the originals. You have your Pioneer. You have the Sphinx. That one's a little bit harder to read on the camera, but it's okay from here. The biggest thing that you need is the 2, right? And then you have your Tivoli Casino. So these basically replace the paper money that's in the game. So if I want this to fit in this box, I have to remove the insert. If I don't care otherwise, I would just have to put it somewhere else. But it does, I mean, it's got a nice container, so it's something nice to store them in, right? So I mean, really, it could just be stored like this with whatever, wherever you keep all your money and coins. Because I've got coins somewhere else, but it is aesthetically, it really only fits a couple games. Although I do think I have another game. What is it? It was one of the park building games, like one of the theme park building games. Their money tokens were very similar. Was it Funfair, I think? All right, so this is the new games, so the new expansions. Is it out again? Cool. All right. So these are the new expansions. So the new expansions, you get Atlantic City, and then it comes with little Ferris wheels. Talks about the changes in gameplay, your turn changes, action, race, brawl, reorganized changes. Then you have New Orleans, and it has these little boats. It is a longboard, which I thought was kind of cool. It has a different board layout on how they function, because you can have people come in from the boats for the different conglomerates. I forget what those are called. So you can actually build on those boats as, what are the casino boats in New Orleans. Gameplay changes, turn changes, talking about the boats some more. And then Tombstone. So Tombstone's kind of neat. It adds a lot of new components, including like a little poker deck. As part of the new gameplay changes in this one. So this one can really change how the game plays compared to the other ones. You can see here they're doing the poker cards. And then, of course, you have poker hands. So for scoring, basically you're playing poker. And then the last one is Reno. There's small changes in Reno. So after players choose a color, choose an unused color of dice for Johnny Reno's properties. So I wonder what you do if you're playing a 6-player game. Maybe Reno doesn't. Oh, Reno doesn't. So Reno only supports 2 to 3 players. I didn't notice that. So this expansion is only 2 to 3 players. Do they all say that? Let's see. Let's go back. So 2 to 6. Atlantic City is 2 to 6. I didn't notice. That's a long board too. And then your New Orleans is 2 to 6. And then Tombstone's 2 to 6. Okay, so this, I guess, is just if you have a lower player count. Reno is just another option for lower player count games. Maybe to add some more actual conflict, because then you have a AI opponent doing things. There's our rule book for that. And then so our boards, again, same problem, because this is the new printing. Everything is shiny. Everything is awesome. No, everything is not awesome. Everything is shiny. So, same as before, you have all of your companies, the strip, your score track around. It goes to 67. The original game went to 90. Well, this goes 75 versus 90. So I don't know if the scoring is less on this compared to the other one. You have a couple neighborhoods. So this one, almost all of your neighborhoods, you got 6, you got 12, you got 6, and then on the other side you got 6, 9, and 9. Then on this one, come here, right? This one you have 6, 6, 6, 6, 9, 6. So, okay, so that makes sense, right? Because this, like I said, was for the 2-3 player, so it's a smaller board overall in terms of the amount of spaces. And then the back, you have the new Wild West board. Down in the bottom corner, There's where your player deck of cards go. Josephine Marcus, Doc Holliday, Ike Clanton, Curly Bill Brocus. So these are different too, because this one you got 3. So it's just kind of going around. Unlike, you know, big modern day cities, it's just like these little C's and U's going all the way around. 90 is the top scroll on that one as well. Is that player board. That over there with the other one. And then this is the new player, the long player board. So this is for New Orleans and for it won't even fit on the table this way. It has to go on the table this way. But so this one, same thing, goes up to 90. If I can get it without the glare. So you have 6, 6, and then you got 12. And then the next one is 9, and then 6, and then 9. And then the gambling thing down here on the bottom. So, and then each of your piers, you have different piers on the side. And then rather than doing the long way, this is probably easier. And then this one here is the, this one's Atlantic City. This one was New Orleans. Sorry, that's New Orleans. It even said down here. So this one's Atlantic City. So they have a big, just one big location here. And then they have these little, okay, sprawl. So you can sprawl into these to acquire those. And then same thing here. You can sprawl that way. You can sprawl over here. And then this side, there's an occupancy up here at the top. So I'm not sure how that plays in. 2+ occupancy, 5+. Oh, so maybe, okay, in a 2, 3, 4 player game, you only use these rows. And then on 5 player game, you add this row. Okay. It kind of lines up. It wasn't done very well because like it shows a line here, which seems kind of weird. But yes, okay. So the layout changes based on the number of players. And then you have each of your piers over here on the side. All right. So that's that. And we got our boss board again in the way. All right. So these are huge. Like these are unreasonably big. And I think this is the other reason why I think I have to take the insert out. I'm just going to try to keep the insert. I'm going to try, guys. At the end, we're going to try. So here are the boats. These are very big boats. The dice fit into the boats nicely. Let's see here. So again, the boats are for the companies, not for the players. Yeah. You can put 6 dice there, 1 dice there. Like a champ. All right, so that works. You have all those boats. Get the dice back in these. They're very thin, so it's kind of perfect fit. Although I guess that was a little bit easier than if it was like one of those big ones where you could barely make it work. We're going to leave you guys out because I have an odd feeling I have to stay out anyways to try to make this fit. Next are the little tokens for the one map. These are nice. Like these are nice, thick tokens. I wouldn't even see that there's a reason to have. I mean, these are as thick as you would normally get acrylic. Again, acrylic is nicer than cardboard. They last longer than cardboard, but these are pretty nice. Depending how they're used, if they're going to be handled a lot, you could just put them in a coin capsule. But these are really nice little tokens. And then let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom back in again for the. There we go. I don't have my keyboard. Let me get my keyboard and everything up and running so that way I don't have to reach over there to flip things over. So here's for the Doc Holliday, Billy Brocas. So these are your different. So in the regular game, right, we had the Albion, Sphinx, and so forth. So this is the comparative for the Old West. They still have the symbol, so that way it matches. So of course that's off the screen. There we go. So he's got the castle symbol, so it matches Albion, right? That way you're still see Albion, Corral, Vega Corral, Tivoli Corral, Pioneer Corral, and Sphinx Corral. So those are neat. He's crooked. And then you got your horsies. So same as the everything else with the planes and automobiles. You have a horse equivalent. It seems very big for its purpose. I get, again, I like deluxified games, but sometimes I feel like things are just too big for their purpose. Like this. I mean, I get what this is. This is so that way you can put the dice in it, and that makes sense, and you need a little bit of a lip. But like, this could have been half as thick, easily. This could have easily been half as thick, I think. Don't make this as deep of a inset, because like this inset's fine up here at the front, you know. I don't know how cleanly I'd be able to cut these in half. Honestly, I wouldn't even care if this was solid on the bottom, right? If this wasn't solid on the bottom and you sit on there and the dice just touch the player board, who cares? Unless these move. If they move, I could understand it, because if they have to move, then you'd have to keep it flat to move it. And I don't know. So maybe I may have misspoken there. But there are the horsies for each colors. And then so there's two more. We got the playing cards, and then we got the random building elements. I do the random building elements first. These are, again, for the Atlantic City and for Reno. So those are the different companies again. And then this is for the marks the entrance. I forget what it specifically does in the game, but there's a purpose for it. It's not just like a thing. Same thing. It's too thick. I don't understand why it had to be that thick. Like it could have been half this size. These, same thing. I get nice chunky pieces, right? This maybe makes a little bit more sense because it's got to stand here. But what I would have done is like, okay, make the bottom thick and make the top thinner. I guess the only problem with that is then getting the screen printing on it. And then the factory has to have a machine that allows that to happen. They seem overly big to a small degree. They seem overly big. Especially this. Like, that just seems really big. Now, if it's to fill in a particular, I mean, it does fit the double wide street. If I do it there, it blocks a single street, so you can't go through there. So maybe that's its purpose. So that's why it had to be so thick. Like if I put that there, you can't come down this street anymore. It's like a blocked off street. I don't know the rules. I can't tell you. All right, so New Lords of New Orleans, riverboats. So it's a player aid. So it tells you about the riverboats, and moving the boats, for organizing. So okay, so it does moving the boats. So yeah, the bottom of the boats can't be hollow. Atlantic City talks about sprawling into alleyways, monopolies. Lords of Reno. So Johnny Reno, the arch makes spaces across Virginia Street become adjacent. So because it is a street, it needs to touch. And so it's the same width of a street. So it'd be like doing this, right? Now this, oops, showing it off the screen. If I do that, this is now adjacent to this because it's touching. And then Lords of Tombstone with the gamble, the poker cards. Poker, they do give you a nice poker player aid because it is in the book, but this way more than, you could have it more than one side of the table. And this is a full deck of playing cards. You could actually play these playing cards. So you have your king, queen, jack, and you get your regular cards. They have the kind of a weathered, look to them, make them look gold. Then you have your diamonds. And then you have your hearts. Hearts not bad. I like the art. And you have your spades. And no jokers. Oh, and then there are the ace cards. I didn't check. Well, normally only the ace of spades is fancy. So there's your ace of spades. I like that. It's good. All right. I have run out of room for cards. All right. So now we're going to, and that's the end of that box. The box did have this nice little fancy, thing in it, right? But that's what it is. Con Jobs. Okay, so Con Jobs was new. That's why it was a new expansion. Con Jobs expansion brings roll-licking events to your casinos, palaces, host a monster truck showdown, so forth. So right here, talks about the con jobs. So that's why it probably wasn't in the combined rulebook. The combined rulebook was the combined rulebook for the old game, not this new stuff. Because technically, if we think about it as a combined rulebook, it didn't have any of these expansions in it. It was part of the all-in pledge, so I don't care. Yeah, so we're going to try to see, and I highly doubt we will be able to, get all this in here, because I don't think, let me get this silica gel over here, put that on top of there, right? These guys there, and then you run into, see, that's where you run into the problem. Like, there's nowhere for me to put any of that stuff. Like, even with these, sorry, wasn't showing that. So yeah, so I put that there, but then like, where do I put this boat, right? If I put the boat in here, inside of these wells, then there's barely enough room for the dice and all the meeples. So yeah, everything's got to come out of the box. I was gonna try to put it in here and see if I could do it with, and just show the lid lift. But for you guys' reference, for those playing at home, if I put in all the boards, right? See, that's just wrong. Okay, so you've got this well here, and it's got like it's like it's cut out. Like I get why maybe it's like that, just so it makes it easier to grab these out. But this board doesn't fit in that hole. I would have made this. I mean, I guess you really can't make it any taller. I would have made it so that board fit in there. But if you want to see the lid lift, and this isn't even all the components, so you technically won't be able to do this. Let me put this on. Right? Yeah. That is your lid lift due to the boards, is that much. So that's not going to work. So what ends up happening, as with most games, this has to come out. This has to go in. Oh, so one other thing, if you are going to keep them in separate boxes, make sure you keep your punch boards, because there is a nice gap, as you saw when I opened the box, if you don't have those punch boards in there. So make sure you keep your punch board. Now the question is, can I, see it's a little bit of a, nope, it would be, it's too tall. It just barely goes over. Without the lid, it fits. Without the lid, it fits. We're trying things here, guys. We're trying things. All right. So let's we're going to put these there. There. No, I think that's going to push the side out. I was hoping I could fit one more in there. How about these? Are these thin enough? Nope, too tall. All right, so we put this here. All right. And so probably what I would end up doing with these eventually, I'm not going to do it now because I don't have the bags with me, but I'll probably end up putting all of the dice. Oops, I'm still zoomed in. I was like, why am I not seeing so much? There we go. I'll probably just get bigger bags, right? Because then I can put all of the green components together, right, with their dice. They actually might fit in this bag that they gave me. Let me try. That's the whole point of these reboxings. Let me try. Now I'm wondering. I'd have to look it up. I'm wondering. I think these are player pieces. I think those are player pieces. Ay. Ay. Give each cowboy player a cowboy pawn and 10 matching lot markers for their ranch. Yep. So these are their lot markers. Okay. So good thing I looked that up. All right. So all the green. So all these are green. I think that's all. All right. We're just going to roll them all inside. I held it over to show you guys, but it zoomed out too far. Couldn't see. All right, so everything does fit inside of the bigger bags that come in the box. It's maybe not the neatest way to do it. This is how we're going to do it, guys. This is how we're going to do it. All right, so put the horsey in there. You got to get all of these. Put all those in there. Get our dice. I do like these tiny dice bags, though. Those are kind of nice. I'm using for other games. Put that one in there. All right, let me see if I can get all this here. So I will need a bag, most likely, for the tiles. Because of that, as well as the cards and so forth. Just because. Can I get it all in here with the money? That's the question. Are you zipped? Can I get it all in here with the money? Paper money I really don't need. Put to the side. More cards. So the cards I would normally split up by their expansions, right? So you have these, and you have these, and you have the base cards. Base game cards, expansion cards, and I need another smaller bag, but I don't got one, so we'll deal with it. And I'll put those there. That bag's too big, but oh well. That's how it is. All right, money. I'll just throw the money in here for now. Money. All right, so blue player. Dice. Blue player's horsey. Blue player's tokens are more of a purpley blue. Yeah, they're more of a dark blue. That one. Ooh, this is going to be tight, guys. This is going to be tight. Horse in. And the yellow ones. Now again, this, to a small degree, putting it all like this does make it slightly inconvenient for, like, if you're not playing with that expansion, right? Because now you have all of these pieces that you have to sort through. Right, so the money's not working like that. We're going to put the money. Put the money here. There. Really, it's this big bag. It's too big. Purple. Yeah, the purple really isn't purple either. The purple's kind of this violet color. So it's definitely not purple. I was complimenting these. I was complimenting how nice and thick those piles were, and now they don't go there. All right, put that one in there. Oh, this bag seems like it's slightly small. Put in there, horsey man. All right. There. Oh, yeah, this might not work because I still got the tiles to go in. Probably gonna have to remove the chips. This also might not be the most effective way because, you know, I wasn't really just throwing things in there. Horsey. So that's level. That all works there. And then we have the 2 rows of tiles, but they're really be pushing it. I've got this little area here that's still kind of down. I don't need the paper money. So for now, I'm going to take that out. These. Can I fit 2 rows of them there? No. Well, I can if I do them that way. Well, that works. Okay, you do that. If I take these and put them flat, okay, so I put these flat instead. And this can fit. Oh, I have one extra. I guess you can go like that. Let's see here. I don't think that's going to be enough room for all of the tiles. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Let's see here. No, that barely fit just these tiles. So we have twice as many because we still have the construction company's tiles. Yeah, that's half the tiles. Yep. I was hoping. There may be a better way, like there may be a more optimal thing, but I mean, I don't have much in the way of like gaps. Like I've really filled in like almost every inch. I mean, I've got this small thing here, these, right? Maybe I can, you know, get a little bit of room here, but again, what would go on here that would allow me to put the rest of the tiles in? The boats. Right. So I can't get 3 boats in there, can I? Yeah, that works. 3 boats there. Right? This is still too tall to go anywhere. Ooh, hang on, I might have figured it out, guys. Might have figured it out. Right, so these are the red here. Right. Then you got purple. Gray. This piece is going to be the deafening one. And that's what's going to prevent me maybe. Oh, no, maybe not. All right, so you got this here. You got this here. Okay, that all went. Money here. Still a couple pieces that are kind of sticking up. So would have to be a little bit better at the consolidating of the player pieces. And then we got books. Then over here on this side. This side seems a little lower. Is that everything? I think that's everything. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. Oh, that made it heavy with the chips. Oh, by the way, probably shouldn't put the chips on this side. Probably should put the chips on the bottom. But that's pretty much everything. There's a little bit because of it is to its brim, but I mean, that sitting on a shelf, oh, that's heavy. That's no big deal. I would probably say, yeah, realign the chips so that they were in the center, not on the top corner. But I got it all in one box. I do still have this lid, which didn't fit because of the boards. But I'm actually fine with that. You guys may not be fine with that, and to each their own. You can keep 2 boxes instead of 1, but I got it all down into 1 box. Okay, there we go, guys. That is Lords of... this is heavy now. Lords of Vegas. Now, technically all in with the Americana the different expansions, the Underworld, so forth, so on. Beautiful chips that are now in there as well. If you'd like to see this gameplay, I don't think there's a solo mode, so this will be one that you guys would have to encourage Audrey to come back and play with me on the channel. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see any gameplay on Lords of Vegas or any other game that we currently own. I should be doing a Shelf of Shame video to go through everything we've got all over this house. It's spread across multiple cabinets and multiple rooms because we need to play those games to see if we like those games so we can do a Culling for Charity video, if not this year, next year as we start supporting Extra Life Charities again. That's it, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button. All that YouTube stuff. Till next time. Peace.